Okay, hello, hi. Hi, everybody. It's me, Angel Benton. Okay, so let's just get right into it because I've got a lot of stuff to catch up on. So as you know, last week I didn't post anything. I didn't do my normal recap show last week because I was in Oklahoma visiting my family and I was at a place with zero internet at all. So I was able to watch Dancing with the Stars, and then I did catch up on Strictly Come Dancing as well as Dancing with the Stars Juniors when I got back to Las Vegas, which I am right now. I'm in Las Vegas. Um, so yeah, but yeah, I need a T-shirt that says "I survived Oklahoma." It was really crazy. So tonight, before I get into the shows, tonight I went to a revival. Okay, it's not like a revival. I don't know what it is because it was. Uh, they have these special anime screenings because I'm big into anime, right? I'm all big into Japanese culture, and they had a Pokemon movie. And normally the Japanese revivals are on Monday nights because the reason why is that they have the dubs on Wednesday, which is when they have English actors speaking over. But then the subtitled ones are on Monday nights, and that's when they have the subtitles, and it's in Japanese. I prefer the subtitled ones because I feel like when it's dubbed, sometimes a lot of stuff gets missed. But with this Pokemon movie, first of all, okay, so I saw the first Pokemon movie when it came out, and that was what was it? It was the Mewtwo, right? The Legend of Mewtwo, or the Legend of Mew, or Mewtwo Strikes Back, Mewtwo Electric Boogaloo. I don't know, whatever. It was okay. I remembered the soundtrack though was super cheesy, and it had Billie Piper on the soundtrack. I'm a huge Billie Piper fan. I love her, and I don't remember too much more. I know it was cheesy, but it was cute. And then the second one was all about Lugia. That was the Legend of Lugia. Now, I didn't know, but apparently they have come out with a Pokemon movie every single year since then. So this was the 20th anniversary, the 20th movie that they made for Pokemon, which is crazy because I 3 through 19, I have no idea what they were about. But this one was really great because first of all, it wasn't about Lugia, but Lugia played a little part at the end, and I love me some Lugia. And what was weird? This was kind of weird. They had two like little mini cartoons beforehand, but it wasn't kind of explained that there would be cartoons beforehand, so I wasn't really sure what was going on or if it was part of the movie or whatever. But one of them they talked about Suicune and Entei and Raikou and Ho-Oh, which I know that if you don't watch Pokemon, you're probably like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? Bear with me. So Ho-Oh is this fierce rainbow bird, which is very gay, but I love it, right? So, and I love that it's like I love that it's basically the subconscious message is to tell children it's okay to be gay if you're gay. It's cool. I love Ho-Oh. Okay, so anyways, Ho-Oh and Lugia, and I love Articuno as well. Very Elsa, Frozen. So they had that kind of story going on, and it was kind of weird. And then they had the whole Pokemon movie, and I don't want to go too much into it, but it was really great. And what was so cute, okay, so I don't know how, but there were actually 3 Japanese people in the audience. And the reason I know is because I heard them speaking Japanese, which is weird because A, this was a dubbed movie, so it would make more sense if they went and saw a subtitled movie. But okay, they saw a dubbed one, that's fine. And yes, Team Rocket. What's up, John? Team Rocket was in this movie. But you know what? And maybe I'm remembering things different than they were 20 years ago. But I swear to God, they have changed the voices of Team Rocket and of Ash. Pikachu is still the same voice. Pikachu is fucking fierce in this movie too. He's really great. Um, and there's another fierce old Pokemon called Zadaora, which is he's really cool too. Okay, so, but anyways, so there was these Japanese people. There's this Japanese boy who was like, I don't know, college age maybe. He was cute. Um, I don't know if he spoke any English, to be perfectly honest with you, but you know, he seemed to enjoy himself. And then there was this mother and her little son, and the son was so fucking cute. He was so cute. He had on his little Pikachu sweater with the little Pikachu hood. Oh my God, it was so cute. I just was like, I am gonna die right now. You are so damn cute. I can't take it. Okay. Anyways, that's where I was. That's where I was tonight. That's why I'm kind of a little bit late. John, that's for you. Okay, so prepare for trouble and make it double. I love Team Rocket. You know, I love me some James from Team Rocket. Actually, they had this thing on Facebook a while ago where if you were, it was kind of weird. It doesn't really make much sense now that I look back on it, but they were saying, you know, if you're against pedophiles, you need to change your profile picture to a cartoon character. And so, you know, for a brief period of time, everyone had pictures of like, you know, random cartoon characters, but I picked James from Team Rocket Pokemon because he's the coolest. So I had to be him. He was great. Okay, so let's talk about, excuse me. Let's talk about Dancing with the Stars. Okay, so so I know that it's over, and because that show is now done, and it might be done, but we'll get to that in a minute. So they had the finale, and this was when I was in Oklahoma. Now, I will say I was able to watch the finale live. And so they had this finale. And so here's the four finalists that they had going into the finale were Ivana and Keo, Alexis and Alan, Milo and Whitney, and Bobby and Sharna. Those were the four that made it to the final, right? Now, going into the final, I know a lot of people were really upset that Bobby made it into the final, but let's be real, I was just grateful that Joe didn't make it to the final, so I was like, you know, okay. It's unfortunate that Juan Pablo got the axe, but it would, you know, I'll take it if it meant that we didn't get Joe in the final, right? Because, you know what? I have tickets to see Dancing with the Stars in Long Beach. John, you're coming with me. I don't care what anyone says, you're coming with me. I know you're watching this, so I'm telling you, you're coming with me to see Dancing with the Stars. It's in March. I'll let you know the dates. You can request them off. You don't even need to request them off. If you work like a normal, like, I don't know if you work a 9-to-5 job, you don't have to do that. It's at night. So I've got tickets to see it in Long Beach, and I don't know who's going to be there, but I will say this. If Joe's going to be there, I'm going to need a large bottle of patience. Oh, you know what? So, real quick, going back to the Pokemon movie that I watched tonight. I was thirsty, right? So I was going to get a soda, you know, before the show started. I was kind of, you know, a little parched. But then I realized, because I watched it, it's at the Orleans, which is right across the street from where I live. And I was like, oh shit, I can totally get like booze. So I had this delicious frozen strawberry daiquiri, and it was on point. It was great. And let me tell you, watching the Pokemon movie when you're buzzed is the greatest thing ever. It's so cool. Okay, so back to Dancing with the Stars. So, okay, so, you know, everyone did their freestyles. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, nobody's freestyle really stuck out that much to me. But I will say that, like, Bobby's freestyle had the least amount of dancing on Bobby's part. Sharna was working it. You know, Milo and Whitney's was pretty impressive, actually, but it wasn't one of those freestyles that really sticks in your brain. Like, I remember when my favorite freestyle, because they were asking, what's your favorite freestyle, to a bunch of members of this Dancing with the Stars group on Facebook. And I said my favorite freestyle was Apollo, Anton Ono, and Julianne Hough when they did Bust a Move. They were so fierce. That is my favorite freestyle. But I also loved Drew and Mophead doing Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. I also loved Amber Riley and Derek Huff and her big... You know, that was fierce. That was fucking great. I loved it. So, and I loved James and Sharna's freestyle as well. That was so good. So James Hinchcliffe. So, and okay, I'll get to that in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, but Milo and Whitney's was actually pretty good. It was pretty good, right? And then there were, of course, Alexis and Alan were milking the fuck out of their relationship. Sorry, I've got a headache from rolling my eyes so far back in my head. Sorry. Okay, but, and Yvonne and Keo, and Keo was just thrilled to be there. Let's be real. And good for him. I love me some Keo, so good for him. He's great. Now, here's the thing. First of all, they didn't tell us what order anyone came in, because by the time they announced the winner, that's all they had time was just to announce the winner. And the winner was Bobby and Sharna. Now, I have mixed feelings about this, to be perfectly honest with you. On the one hand, I'm not super upset because it's nice that Sharna has won a mirror ball, because she's deserved it many times. And she came this close with James Hinchcliffe. And honestly, I would have preferred that, because it was James and Sharna against Val and Lori, and Val and Lori ended up winning, and I really wanted James and Sharna to win, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong, I love Lori Hernandez, but she hasn't really done anything as far as Dancing with the Stars goes since she won, and James Hinchcliffe at least has made a couple appearances since then, so, it just, I kind of would have rather him won, but, America voted, so... What's unfortunate, this is the part that, and people are pissed. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So I'm a member of this Dancing with the Stars group on Facebook, and let me tell you, people were so pissed. They were like, every single post was about how done they were with the show. They're like, we're not watching anymore. Like if the judges, because the judges scored everyone perfect except Bobby. So they were like, so obviously the person with the lowest scores wins. So it doesn't matter then who the judges vote for. It doesn't matter. So why even have judges? Like, they're saying that it's a popularity contest, so what is the fucking point? And I see their point. I do see their point. So there's been some talk about how the voting needs to change. Okay, so here are some suggestions for the next season of Dancing with the Stars. First of all, I think the judges should have 60% of the vote versus 40% to the audience, right? Second of all, every judge should have one save throughout the season. Not only would that be good for instances like this whole Bobby and Sharna fiasco, but also it would be good because would give us more episodes. And we love us some dancing. So it would be nice if we could do that. Now, what's interesting is that Alfonso Ribeiro gave an interview afterwards, and he said that they need to change the voting. And he's like, I just recently guest hosted Strictly Come Dancing, which I had seen that episode of Strictly, actually, and he said that the way they do it is they let the public vote, and then the bottom two have to dance off, and the judges pick who they want to save with the bottom two. Now, okay, so here's the thing. Dancing with the Stars might have gotten a bunch of viewers because Bobby Bones was on there, but at the same time, do you think that half of those people are going to even continue to watch now that he's not on the show? I'm going to say no. I really am. And I'll tell you why. So on that Facebook group, it's full of Bobby Bones supporters, which, listen, I'm not one to get on to anyone about who they're fans of, because Lord knows I am fans of some crazy random people. You know what's funny? Oh my. Okay. So... what's funny is that, they asked, it wasn't on that group, but there was another group, and I don't know why I've been so active on Facebook groups lately, I have no idea, but one of the questions that they asked was, who's the most famous person you've ever met? And literally the first person that came to my mind was Masaharu Morimoto. And if you don't know who that is, it's probably because you don't watch the Food Network. But he was Iron Chef Japan, both in Japan and in America. So he's fierce. And I went to his restaurant, Morimoto, when Brittany Baby played at the Philadelphia Film Festival. Because back then, there was only one Morimoto, and it was in Philadelphia. So I was like, I've got to eat at Morimoto. So I ate at Morimoto. I just wanted to eat at the restaurant. I didn't know he would be there. He was there. He sat at my table. It was just the two of us. And I talked to him in Japanese, and I told him how much I love Hideaki Takizawa. He thought that was hysterical. So that was literally like the most famous person I've ever met. I mean, I suppose Britney Spears, but I mean, it's kind of an answer everyone would expect from me, right? Okay. So back to Alfonso Ribeiro, he was talking about how that's how they should do it here in the United States, which I don't necessarily think that. So the BBC, who airs Strictly Come Dancing, they also produce Dancing with the Stars in the United States. But ABC is the network. So they kind of work together to produce it. So in some aspects, BBC has control, but in other aspects, like how many nights it airs, that's up to ABC. So I really hope that ABC didn't shoot itself in the foot with this because, I feel like they have lost far more viewers than they have gained with this. You know what I mean? I feel like they have actually let a lot more people go than they're going to be bringing in. So that's it's interesting. Now, one thing that another suggestion that was mentioned, and I don't necessarily agree with this suggestion, is they said, well, everyone should have zero dance experience. Now, in the beginning of this series, I definitely agree that was the goal, right? Especially because, a lot of celebrities didn't think it was cool to do Dancing with the Stars. So they had a lot of that's kind of where the joke Dancing for Relevancy, that's where it came from, because there's all these people that want relevancy. So that's why they do this show. So, okay. So basically what happens is, they had a bunch of people with no dance experience. And then I think it might have been season 5, I think. That's when they had Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls. And she won with Derek. Now, what's funny is that Carrie Ann Inaba, she says that her favorite dance was done by Nicole and Derek. But here's what I say. That's what I say to that. Because, first of all, Nicole was the one who had the most dance experience ever on that show. So it was a little bit unfair back then. So, and not just that, but this was the worst part. We had to hear it every fucking interview she gave. We had to hear about how it's different. Ballroom dancing is different than what I did in the Pussycat Dolls. It's so hard, blah, blah, blah. The first time, we heard it the first time, and that's all it should have been. But every fucking interview, she had to talk about how different it is. Jesus Christ, I was over it. So, and second of all, so they had this behind the music about the Pussycat Dolls. And basically Nicole said, yeah, that whole album is pretty much just me. And the producer was like, yeah, it really is. We just had melody in for some scratch vocals for the background. But other than that, it was really just Nicole. Now, I don't know how this behind the music, which I suspect was actually supposed to make her look a little bit more relatable, made her look awful. Like, it made her look worse than it did before. So, I don't care for that. So, but anyways, since then there have been all kinds of people with dance experience that have taken part in the show. We've had professional figure skaters like Mirai Nagasu and Adam Rippon. We've had gymnasts, shit tons of gymnasts, Sean Johnson, Lori Hernandez, all kinds of gymnasts, right? So, I mean, it's not like people that have never danced. I mean, is the main demographic anymore. It really isn't. Because plus, this show has been on for 27 seasons, right? What season is this? 27? Yeah, 27 seasons. So now, granted, because they normally do 2 seasons a year, that's only like 14 years ago. But still, 14 years, 2 seasons a year, that's a lot. That's a lot. Quite a bit. So I'm just saying, like, I don't think that that's necessarily that realistic to think that they can get everyone with zero dance experience. But what they should do, and this is, now all those other suggestions, they've all come from fans of the show. But my suggestion is that they have people with relatively the same number of fans. Now, I'm sure you're probably, well, how would you know who's a big fan of who or whatever? But there's lots of different ways that you can find that out. You can find out how many subscribers they've got on YouTube. You can find out how many followers they've got on Twitter. You can find out how many friends are on Facebook, Instagram, all that shit. You can find out. And roughly, if you had everyone at the kind of a level playing field, then you would assume all those people would vote for their person, and then all the other people that aren't social media people or that don't follow any of those people or whatever, they'll pretty much follow who the judges like or who's the best dancer or whatever, right? That's my suggestion. And what's interesting is that everyone that's been bitching about this finale has been bitching about how nobody has been bitching about Sharna. Okay? Okay, but let's talk about this real quick. So as you know, I host this other little program on YouTube called Angel Sudsy Recap, which is currently in a hiatus right now as I get caught up. I don't know when I'm going to get caught up, to be perfectly honest with you. I really don't. I don't. I have no idea. So it's coming back at some point. It is, but I just don't know when. So, but as you know, I cover soap operas, right? Now, after the show, the Dancing with the Stars finale ended, there was a tweet on Twitter from Pearson Faudet. Now, Pearson Faudet was Thomas Forrester on The Bold and the Beautiful on CBS. And apparently, he also used to date Sharna Burgess. Okay? So he put out this tweet saying, you know, anyone that has any issues with Sharna can take it up with me and blah, blah, blah. And Sharna even tweeted that, you know, she's grateful that the fans have so much passion for the show, but she's going to get off Twitter for a little while because she wants to enjoy this moment. And, you know, here's the thing. I love me some Sharna. I love Sharna, and I am very happy for her, you know, but if really it's just all about, if it's really just about how many fans Bobby Bones has, then it could have been anybody with Bobby Bones that wins. You know, if they're going to vote for him regardless, I could have taken a big old dump and he could have been dancing with that dump and they would have won Dancing with the Stars. So I'm glad she won, but at the same time, it's like, God, if she could have won with anybody else, literally anybody else. Okay. And what else is interesting is that her father, Ray Burgess, is a member of that Dancing with the Stars group on Facebook that I was telling you about. And, you know, he's all the time saying, you know, this is people's choice and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know what? No one's taking shit away from your daughter. Your daughter's fierce. We all know she's fierce. She's like the lead dancer every single time they tour. She's incredible, right? I have nothing bad to say about Sharna at all. I love me some Sharna. So, you know, her partner. Okay, so moving on. So I'm kind of done with dancing with. Postscript. So with Dancing with the Stars, they also did. They talked about when it's coming back, and according to Tom Bergeron on Twitter, I'm telling you, Twitter is where it's at. Like, I know I talk a lot about these Facebook groups, but really, Twitter is where it's at. Just hashtag DWTS, and you'll see all this stuff that I'm talking about. So Tom Bergeron was talking about how the show will not be back in the springtime. There will not be another season of Dancing with the Stars in the springtime. They're only under contract for one more season, and that should be next fall. So they've got some time to fix their shit, right? And hopefully they've also got some time to kind of distance themselves from this season because people are pissed. People are pissed. Maybe by September they won't be so pissed anymore, but people are fucking pissed. And you know who's going to be super pissed? Let me tell you who's going to be super pissed. This bitch is going to be super pissed if they end up canceling Dancing with the Stars because of this fucking season. I'm going to be so irritated you have no idea, because you can't cancel a show before I get on it. God damn it. Okay. So moving on to Dancing with the Stars Juniors. All right. So last week they had it was giving thanks, and everyone did a number to someone that they give thanks to, right? Okay, so let's change. So Ariana and Ardian, they did a salsa to Píntame by Elvis Crespo. And first of all, we met her Latin family, and they are adorable. They are just as adorable as her. What's interesting, though, is that she's not related to Lucas Vasquez at all. Lucas Vasquez from the Kids React series on YouTube. I really thought he was, because, I mean, am I wrong? Do they not look like twins? Like, it's crazy. You know what? I hope they do Juniors again, because I want to see Lucas on that show, actually. Let's see Lucas Vasquez on Dancing with the Stars Junior, because I bet you that bitch would rock that shit out. So anyways, they did really good. They got a 27. Excellent score. Next they had Mandla and Brighton, and they danced to Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder. And, you know, so the first one, Ariana dedicated to her family, because they're always behind her, and, you know, big Latin family, it's fantastic. Mandla dedicated it to his father. His father was actually there at Dancing with the Stars, and he sang while Mandla danced. So that was nice. And then there was Akash and Camry, and of course, Akash also dedicated it to his family as well. And they did, speaking of Nicole Scherzinger and the Pussycat Dolls, they did J-Ho from Slumdog Millionaire. And, you know, I've got to say, it was pretty fucking cute. They did a jazz routine. It was really cute, though. Like, I really thought they really did a good job. However, he only got a 23. So, Adam gave him a 7, and Val and Mandy gave him 8s. And then the Mandla and Brighton, they also got a 27, the same as Ariana and Ardian. Okay, so then there was Miles and Riley. And they did a foxtrot to Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. And let me tell you, they worked that shit out too. I mean, like, it was so interesting, because now I know that in chronology, this show aired before the finale of Dancing with the Stars, but I wasn't able to watch it until after the finale of Dancing with the Stars. So it's crazy how literally every single child on that show is a better dancer than Bobby Bones. Like, and listen, I'm sure Bobby Bones is a great person, fun to hang out with, you know. I have nothing against him. It's just that, you know, he did not progress as a dancer as much as everybody else. So I'm going to be a little bit hard on him. So if that offends you, I apologize, but I'm not, but sorry, not sorry. Okay, so anyways, but every single kid is fucking incredible. Okay, so Miles and Riley, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, they got a 26. Mandy and Val gave them 9s, and then Adam gave them an 8. And then there was Sky and JT. They did a foxtrot also to Unconditionally by Katy Perry. And let me tell you, that bitch, Sky, is the cutest. I mean, like, she could she be any more cute? Yes, she could, because she has this little brother named Ocean, and they are adorbs. They are so damn adorable. And she basically explained to him, unconditional means that I'm going to love you no matter what. Even if you hate me, I don't care. I'm always going to love you. And I was already in tears. I was like, I can't. I want her to win. I really do. I want Team Allen to fucking take this goddamn mirror ball. Please restore my faith in Dancing with the Stars. Please. And then there was Mackenzie and Sage. Oh, and FYI, Sky's Foxtrot got 29 out of 30. Val gave them a 9, but Mandy and Adam gave them 10. And Adam was crying. And I was too. So I'm right there with you, Adam. I'm right there with you. So then Mackenzie and Sage did a samba to Cheap Thrills by Sia. And, okay. Of course, her sister Maddie had to come and dance in the number. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm so over it. I'm just way over it. I really am. Like, I'm over Maddie constantly needing to be the fucking center of attention. Let Mackenzie have this on her own, right? No, it's always got to be about Mackenzie and Maddie. Maddie. Fuck her. Fuck Sia. I'm over Sia too. I'm over them constantly picking Sia songs. I'm over them. I'm over everything about that. So, yeah, she got a 27, but I'm over her. Who ended up going home that night was Akash and Camry. And I swear to God, that little kid was so damn gracious in his defeat. He was like, you know, I just want to say thank you to everyone on Dancing with the Stars. And his family was so cute. They were like, we love you. I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome. I hope that kid goes far and does something else, because really he was only famous because he was in the Scripps National Spelling Bee, and he can do a lot more than that. He's a cute little dancer. He's a good performer. I hope that they continue with him in this field, because he does a very good job. Now, the next week was the Time Machine week. Now this week, let me tell you something. I need a lot of shit explained to me because I'm sorry that I'm coughing, but my throat is really dry. And if I had, and this is the first, I mean, I could totally swig some Fireball, but something tells me that wouldn't help. I need like juice or something. I don't have any on me. Can you believe that? I don't have anything to drink right now. Ugh. Anyways. So the next week they did the Time Machine, the Time Machine week. So every single team had to do different dances from different decades, right? So the first was Miles and Riley, right? And they did a dance from the 50s. They did a jive to Rock Around the Clock from Bill Haley and the Comets. And he did good. They did great, you know. They got 2 9s and a 10. Okay, so 28. Not bad. Really good. Adam gave them a 10, you know. Then, okay, this is when things started to go south. So then they had Mackenzie and Sage, and they had the 1980s. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. So they had the 80s, and they did a jazz routine. Okay, that's fine. They had jazz in the 80s. That's cool, right? And it was to Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Now, why the fuck is there a Coke machine? I don't understand what that means. Is there a Coke machine? Like, were they on Coke? I don't know if they were or not. Do you mean like a Pepsi machine? Like that goddamn Kendall Jenner commercial that only aired one time? I guess. I don't know. But Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe, really? Like, what? And not just that. So, obviously, they didn't pick an 80s song. Okay. They did the routine, and they didn't have any 80s moves in the routine at all. None, 0, oh. No, there's no Coca-Cola. There's no Coca-Cola machine. Because I told you I had a frozen daiquiri at the movie theater. I couldn't get that and a Coke. My God, what do you think? I'm made of money? So, actually, I really could use Mountain Dew right now, really bad. You know what? Hold on. Boom. How about that? So I have a cranberry juice and I'm fucking thirsty. I'm sorry. So much better. Okay. So Call Me Maybe. What the fuck is that about? Right? What? That doesn't make any sense to me. Nothing about that routine made any sense at all. So, and what was great though was that who else wasn't buying any of this fuckery was the judges. They didn't buy it either. So they were talking about how, yeah, we just didn't feel it for you. So Adam and Val gave them 9s, but Mandy gave them an 8. And you know what? I agree with that. To be honest with you, I totally agree with that. So then there was Mandla and Brighton, and they got, for their decade, The Future. Okay. That's fine, I guess. They did a futuristic paso doble to this weird orchestral version of Gangsta's Paradise. Or Amish Paradise. I mean, really, it's not like they had any lyrics. It could have been either one, but by Weird Al. Love me some Weird Al. Who knows? But okay, that's fine. Whatever, right? I want to know, like, is that sampled from something? Is that like some actual classical piece of music or something? Because if that's the case, then that's probably what it was. Well, whatever. They were okay. They were just okay. They got 3 8s. They got 24 out of 30. Then Ariana and Ardian did a quick step to, okay, so wait. So their decade was the 40s, okay? The 1940s. So she's playing this 40s movie star, right? Okay, that's cool. I'm down with that. That's great. And he's playing this 40s cameraman. Okay, I got that too. That's cool. I'm okay with that. And then they play the song Classic by MKTO, which is like from like 2016. It's like, I'm like, are you for real right now? Are you serious? Really? Really? That's the 40s? Now, listen, I understand if they couldn't pick a song from the actual 40s, but there are upbeat songs that they could sound like the 40s, like Zoot Suit Riot by Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, I think his name was, but whatever. Zoot Suit Riot would have been good. Whenever You're Away From Me by Olivia Newton-John and Gene Kelly from the fierce and classic movie Xanadu would have been a good choice. I mean, those songs technically didn't come out in the 40s, but they sound like they could be, and then they could have done the 40s routine to that. So they got 27 also. They were fine. And then finally, they had Sky and JT. Again, just so damn fucking cute. They had the 1920s as their decade. Okay, Charleston, perfect. You know, I love the Charleston, love the 20s. Okay, this will be good, right? And so they did a song by Fergie called A Little Party Never Killed Nobody, All We Got. Now, here's the thing. When they said that Fergie was doing the song that for Sky and JT, I really was hoping that it was going to be, they were going to be doing a Charleston to some fierce remix of her doing the national anthem. Because, and if you haven't heard Fergie do the national anthem, you need to check it out because it's everything. It is absolutely everything. And you know what's so funny is that Josh Duhamel said that Draymond something, I don't know, some basketball player. I don't follow basketball, so I apologize for not knowing who these people are, but I know there's this guy named Draymond something who I guess was making some kind of like expressions on his face when Fergie was singing, and Josh Duhamel was irritated by that. Well, first of all, if he was still married to Fergie, I would understand that, right? Because you expect your husband to always have your back or whatever, right? But Fergie laughed about it afterwards. She's like, you know, I told you because there was some fierce remix that they did of that song, and she was like, that's that's why I did that song or whatever, right? She was just kidding, but it made sense, right? So she can laugh at herself. So your ex-wife fucked up the national anthem, okay, in a big way. So yeah, he might have made a face or whatever, and maybe he didn't apologize, but so fucking what? Half of America, I wouldn't even say half, I'd probably say more than half of America probably made those exact same faces. So again, sorry, not sorry. All right. So, I mean, so it was cute, and there was a lot of Charleston, so that was good. There was a lot of Charleston in their routine. It just didn't make any sense to do it to that Fergie song, like, and it wasn't even like it was a Charleston arrangement of a Fergie song, because that's happened. Like, whenever someone gets the Charleston to do the Charleston as a dance, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes they actually do arrangements of the song as if they were from the 20s, like from way back then. And that's cool. I'm okay with that. If they had picked a completely new, if they had done that, if they had fucking done a Charleston to Work Bitch, I would have been okay with that. If it had been a Charleston version, Charleston remix of Work Bitch, I would have been fine with that. That would have been okay. They didn't do that. So I was like, okay. Yeah. So who ended up going home that week was Mandla and Brighton. So now we're down to Miles and Riley, Mackenzie and Sage, Ariana and Ardian, and Sky and JT. I really want the finale to be between Sky and Ariana. I think those two need to make it to the finale because they are incredible. And, you know, Miles is great too. Don't get me wrong. He should probably come in third. And I hope Mackenzie goes home next week. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, Gleb. I know, I'm sure, you know, you worked really hard with them, blah, 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 but, you know, your time will come later. Plus, FYI, Gleb, you have danced with, like, Erica Jane. Hello, fierce Erica Jane. You've danced with Lisa Vanderpump. You held her hand while she fainted, which is, I mean, like, you don't know how much of a footprint you have put in pop culture. So appreciate it, Gleb Savchenko. Okay, so I'm done with Dancing with the Stars Juniors. Now we're going to cross the pond and we're going to talk about Strictly Come Dancing in England. Now, Strictly still has a couple more weeks left. Now, they actually have done a very good job of pulling out the season. They had their first episode, which is where they announced who was dancing with who, which I love that. I mean, it didn't. I wasn't really sure what was going on at first, but you know, okay, I'm okay with that. You know, and then they gave them 2 weeks to learn it, and then they came back. It was great. I loved it. And every single show has been live, so it's like, all right, okay. So this week, so the first week, so 2 weeks ago, and then there was last week. So 2 weeks ago, they were at Blackpool. It was the Blackpool. So now I need to explain to my American viewers because most people don't know the importance of Blackpool. So in essence, Blackpool is British ballroom dancing. Okay, so there's a little seaside town called Blackpool, and they have this tower ballroom, the Blackpool Tower Ballroom, and they always have like the British championship of ballroom dancing. They're always in Blackpool every single year, and so like Shirley Ballas. Now, when I say that Shirley Ballas is a fucking legend, she's a fucking legend. Like, I'm not even kidding you. She's incredible. And she is a legend because she basically she's won Blackpool, I think, 3 times. Like, not Dancing with the Strictly Come Dancing Blackpool, but like the actual Blackpool dance competition, she's won 3 times. So, that's awesome. That's pretty great. So, a tip of the chapeau to you, Miss Shirley Ballas. Okay. All right. So, Blackpool. Let's talk about Blackpool. Okay, so, first things first, they had Stacey and Kevin. You know, I love me some Kevin. He is so damn cute. And I do like me some Stacy too. I love her as well. I think they're both fantastic. And they did a salsa. Now, okay. They did a salsa to Ooh Ah Just a Little Bit by Gina G. Now, listen. I love me some Gina G. In fact, she came and did a tour. This was back in 1990, either 96 or 97. One of those two. She came and did a tour. And I was front row center. And I was like freaking out, losing my shit, and she had on this garter. She threw this garter, and I have it still, and it's great. And then I actually called into a radio show that she was on the next day, and I got to talk to her, and she's fantastic. I love her. She's great. So anyways, I love that song. It's great. And their salsa was cute. It was okay. Craig was not impressed. First of all, Craig, I'll go off on Craig in a minute. Craig gave them a 7. Dame Darcy Bustle gave them an 8. And then Shirley and Bruno gave them 9s. Okay. 33 out of 40. Not bad, right? So then there was Lauren and AJ. And they did an Argentine tango to River by Bishop Briggs. And that was not that good. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. First of all, AJ is a hot little twink, right? But I feel like Lauren is a little bit, she's providing him with a challenge that might be a little bit too much for him. Because she's not quite to the level of everybody else. And and because of that, for this particular dance, she got 25. Okay? So, then there was, so basically Craig gave them a 5. Dame Darcy Bustle gave them a 6. Now, I don't know if there was something up Dame Darcy Bustle's bustle, what, bustle? Is that an actual, is that right? I don't know. Well, I don't know what was up her bustle, but let me tell you something. She was kind of scoring a little bit harsh for Blackpool. Normally, she's not like that. Craig, yeah, he's a dick every single week. I get it, right? But yeah, she was kind of scoring a little bit harsh. But okay, whatever. I could be okay with that, whatever. So Graham and Odie did a jazz routine to the Trolley Song because that was their couple's choice. They chose a jazz and theater piece to Meet Me in St. Louis. The Trolley Song for Meet Me in St. Louis. It was okay. They got a 32. Craig gave them a 7, and then Dame Darcy Bustle and Shirley both gave them 8s, and then Craig gave them a 9. So they were fine. Then there was Faye and Giovanni. They did an incredible Paso Doble to Unstoppable by E.S. Posthumous. And let me tell you something. So they got a 38 out of 40. Shirley and Bruno gave them 10s, and then Dame Darcy and Craig gave them 9s, which, okay, whatever, that's fine, right? But what was interesting is that, okay, so basically they asked if he had any critiques of the dance, and he didn't have any, but he still gave them a 9. So I was a little bit irritated by that, to be honest with you. I was a little irritated by that. Then there was Kate and Aliash, and they did an American Smooth to Everlasting Love by Love Affair. It was okay. I feel like if they had done a different dance, that she might still be on the show. But yeah, she ended up going home on Blackpool week. So she made it to Blackpool. Kudos to you, Kate, but she didn't make it past Blackpool. So she got a 30, which is, let's be real, that's still better than Lauren and AJ. And she got 2 7s, one from Craig and one from Dame Darcy, and then Shirley and Bruno gave them 8s. And then there was Charles and Karen, and they did a samba to La Bamba. And again, another 38. That was fine. They did pretty good. They were all right. Then there was Joe and Diane. And Joe and Diane did a quick step to Dancin' Fool. And okay, it was cute, whatever, right? But it's from the movie Copacabana, or from the musical Copacabana. I don't know, but it was okay. Craig gave them an 8. Everyone else gave them a 10, so they also got 38. And then Ashley and Pasha closed the show with a jive to Shake a Tail Feather from the Blues Brothers, and everyone went fucking crazy, and they gave them 10. Everyone gave them 10, even Craig. So they got a perfect score. The first 10, Craig's first 10 of the fucking season, and it was the first perfect score of the season 2. So then they had the people vote, and the bottom 2, I thought for sure it would have been Lauren, but it was actually Graham and Odie and Kate and Aliash. And then they did the dance off, and they saved Graham and Odie, and they sent Kate and Aliash packing. So it was really unfortunate, but them's the breaks. You know what I mean? Okay, so then this past week, okay, so Graham and Odie, they started the show with a quick step, but it was not that great. It was not that great. They did a quick step, and basically Shirley Ballas, Dame Darcy Bustle, and Craig all gave them 6s, and Bruno gave them a 6 too. Yeah, they all 4 of them gave them 6s, so they got a 24 out of 40, not 30, 40. Right? So then there was Ashley and Pasha, and they did a samba to Hot 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 by Buster Poindexter, which I love that song. How you feeling? Hot, hot, hot. How you feeling? Hot, hot, hot. I love that song. They only got a 36, actually. So Craig gave them an 8. Dame Darcy and Shirley gave them 9s. Bruno gave them a 10. But yeah, they didn't do as well as they had done in the past. Faye and Giovanni did a waltz to See the Day by DC Lee, and let me tell you something. Again, Craig, had 0 critique and gave them a fucking 9, and the other 3 gave them 10s. 39. What the fuck is it going to take for him? People were talking about how biased Shirley is against Faye, and I never bought that shit to begin with, to be honest with you, because this was after Shirley had already given Faye a 10 before. So now I'm thinking she's scored Faye perfectly. All 3 of them have. The one who hasn't has been Craig, but he sure didn't have a problem scoring Ashley with a fucking 10 last week at Blackpool. Whatever. Okay, so whatever. Then there was Joe and Diane, and they did a street dance to Jump Around by House of Pain. Now, they did this, and this time I actually do agree with Craig. So they did so they did this basketball routine. It was like a hip hop routine with basketballs, and basketballs were of varying sizes. And it was okay, but it was a lot. And I feel like it was a little bit, I felt like Joe was a little bit overwhelmed. Not that he couldn't get the steps, but I felt like he was so concerned about getting the steps that he couldn't actually perfect the steps. You know what I mean? I feel like he was given a little bit too much. And Craig said the exact same thing. He's like, it was supposed to be b-ball, but it wasn't that b-ball. It wasn't that homeboy. It wasn't that street. I didn't think it was that great. So he gave them a 7. Dame Darcy Bustle was like, I kind of agree with Craig, gave them an 8. But of course, Shirley and Bruno were like, oh, we love everything you do, Joe, gave him a 10, right? No, I'm just kidding. I don't think other people are saying that, oh, Shirley favors Joe. I definitely don't think that's the case at all. But, yeah, I tend to be in the Craig and Dame Darcy camp with that, right? Okay, so then there was Charles and Karen, and they did a tango to Eleanor Rigby. And they did good. They did really good. I was actually really impressed with them. So the judges weren't that impressed, though, to be honest with you. Craig gave them a 6, and then the other 3 gave them 8s. Now, okay, all right. Now, granted, that's still better than Graham and Odie, right? Then Lauren and AJ came out and did a salsa, Too Familiar by Liam Payne. And they scored worse than Graham and Odie. You know, Craig gave them a 5, and the other 3 gave them 6s. So they got 23 out of 40. Then Stacey and Kevin came and did a fierce motherfucking Paso Doble. Oh my God, they were so goddamn fierce. They brought the house down to Malagueña by Brian Setzer, and they just let you have it. They just really, what did she call it? The Paso Dooley, because her name is Stacey Dooley. It's cute, Paso Dooley. Or Stacey Doble, and whatever. It's cute. They are adorable. They really are. And not just that, but they could dance. They did so good. They got 39 points. Because, of course, you know, Craig is very anti-10s, unless it's Ashley, but whatever. And then finally, so that was all the contestants, but then what they did after that was they had a Lindy Hop-a-thon. So everyone had to basically dance at the same time and do a Lindy Hop, which is a kind of a 50s dance, very similar to a jive. And everyone was vying for the top. So whoever was the top of whoever wins the Lindy Hop gets the most points. The next one down gets the next one. So the one who got the most points, 7 points, was Ashley and Pasha. Then 6 points went to Faye and Giovanni. Now those 6 points actually kept them at the very top of the leaderboard. Then Joe and Diane got 5. Stacey and Kevin got 4. Charles and Karen got 3. Odie and Charles got 2. Odie and Graham got 2. Charles and Karen got 3. And then Lauren and AJ got 1. So Lauren and AJ have scored the bottom. They were at the very bottom. They got 24 points, right? 24 out of 47, right? So you know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what? She wasn't in the bottom 2. She wasn't even in the bottom 2. The bottom 2 this week were Graham and Odie and, drumroll, Ashley and Pasha. Now, in a way, I'm like, well, that's pretty fucking fierce, actually, because, you know, everyone is thinking that Ashley's going to walk away with this competition. But on the other hand, it's like, well, if I was Graham, I would be so pissed because, like, if he was going up against Lauren or maybe even Charles, there's a chance that they would save Graham. Like, there's a chance. He's going up against Ashley. There is no fucking chance in hell they would ever save anybody else except Ashley. Of course they're going to save Ashley. And of course they did. So Graham and Odie, this was their last week. So then next week on Strictly, they're doing, I know it's weird because in America we're done, but, well, except for juniors. The juniors are still on. I love the juniors. So next week on Strictly, they're doing Musicals Week. And let me tell you, there's some weird shit gonna go on Strictly Come Dancing next season. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I know that they're doing like, excuse me, Faye and Giovanni are doing a Charleston to Lonely Goat Herd from Sound of Music. That actually could be really cute. So, okay, but then like, who is it? Is it Ashley and no, Stacey and Kevin are doing a rumba. No. What are they? Oh. Yeah, no. They're doing something to I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables. And someone's doing a rumba to Maria from West Side Story. And maybe that's Ashley and Pasha. I don't know, but it's like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this is, what kind of fuckery is this? I don't know what is going on. So I'm definitely going to be waiting to see that next week. So that brings us to a conclusion of another episode of Dancing for Relevancy. I want to say thank you all. And right now I've got 2 people watching, so thank you to those 2 people. I'm sure one of them is John, so shout out to you, John. If if you want to follow, yes, John, yes. So if you want to follow along with this, because if you're watching it right now, it's because it's on my channel and it's a old show. But if you want to watch me live, go ahead and follow me on YouTube. Go hit that follow button and then hit that notification button, and that'll tell you anytime I go live. So that way you can feel free to interact with me, because I do interact with the audience all the time. So please feel free. I would love that. Yes, Trenton. Hey, what's up? How are you, Trenton? Shout out to you. Okay. Trenton, where are you from, Trenton? I want to know. Are you from England or are you from America? Because if you're from England, I got to give you props because it's fucking early in England. It's like 5 in the morning. So I give you major props. But you're probably American, and that's okay too. Major shout out to all my American viewers as well. So yeah, so check it out next week, and I'll be talking all about all this shit again. Okay, peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.